So grab your headphones, let the journey start. With Suzy's Vegas tales, she's stealing the heart. In the city of dreams, let's laugh and play. Suzy's Las Vegas podcast, come join the sway.
Well, hello there. I'm back again, and I have a special guest today. He's been on my show a while ago, huh? We're going to be, we're not going to tell you our age, but you'll probably be able to guess. His name is Peter Pavone, and I'm tickled to have him on. And Peter, I want to catch up with you. It's been a while.
Yeah. When you say he's special guest, yeah. I have special needs, you know. I need to be fed regularly. I need regular naps. You know.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
Me too, you know. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Well, welcome back to Vegas.
Thank you.
We have to catch up. Tell me what's been going on in your life. It's been a few years, you know, been a minute.
Yeah, you know, I was here, you know, doing the Rat Pack shows and all that in 11, 12, 15, 16.
Yeah.
And then I got a job on a cruise ship.
Okay.
And I worked there for 4 months, did 150 shows in 120 days.
Wow.
And then got off there and went to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. I met some people on a cruise ship who had a theater. They said, oh, yeah, do a show at our theater. Well, they bilked me out of the money I made on the cruise ship.
Oh, no.
So I was driving up to the East Coast, and I was staying with my sister to visit her farm in Virginia, and saw that a friend of mine that I'd known since we were 12 had a farm 20 minutes away. So we met and had dinner, and I continued on my journey and came back on the way back to Pigeon Forge. And she and I hit it off, and so we were engaged, and I spent 6 years there, became a horseman.
Oh, wow.
Learned how to fox hunt, and they don't hurt the foxes. We just view them and drink heavily. And
there you go.
So yeah, no foxes were harmed in them, but it's like biker gangs on horseback. So that was cool. You know, I got my colors. You know, I got to wear the scarlet coat. I had the horses and everything else.
Wow.
And then the girl bucked me off. So I moved back to Vegas. And I've been back 3 years. And, you know, I got here and I was, you know, kind of depressed. And so somebody said, why don't you run for lieutenant governor?
Yeah.
I said, well, that sounds great. So I ran for that, and that cured me of politics.
Yes.
It was like, okay, I had my fill.
Check that off the list.
Yeah. We don't want to go there. They don't play nice.
No.
And so, then I decided to go back to Virginia again to visit a friend, and I got COVID on the plane coming back.
Oh, no.
And that's when they found, you know, Monsanto Roundup lymphoma. So, I had stage 4. It'll be 2 years in July. And I was lucky enough to walk to grammar school with a guy who became one of the world's leading oncologists, researchers.
God.
He's in Long Beach, Robert Nagurney, cha-ching.
Yeah.
And if you know anybody who's sick, man, send him there, because he cured me in 3 rounds of chemo, no side effects. I didn't lose my hair. And I'm complete remission over a year now.
Oh, that's wonderful.
He's a miracle worker. So I went back to work singing and opened my first show was at the Composer's Room, and had a nice trio and 4 or 5 singer friends with me, and we celebrated my return to the stage. And,
was that the video that I have?
no, the video you had was the launch of my new show, which is called Vegas with a Twist.
Okay.
And that was a month later.
Okay.
And that's great. I take a lot of the iconic music of the iconic entertainers throughout the years in Vegas, everything from Sinatra and Lena Horne to Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie, and make fresh arrangements of them.
Really?
So it doesn't sound like the stale old, stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's called Vegas with a Twist. And I do a little comedy. I do some impressions if the crowd's old enough,
Yeah.
And so that's Vegas with a Twist. And I'm just doing shows and singing again, and I'm loving it.
Well, yeah, you're back to what you love the most.
Yeah.
Well, Rick, can you play a clip of that so we can see what we're talking about?
Well, yes, the setup, baby, go, go, go. Or as we natives say, faster to be told. Make some noise out here. My cares and woes, here I go, swinging low. Bye, bye, blackbird. What? 'Cause I wonder where you are, and I wonder what you do. Are you somewhere feeling lonely, or is someone loving you? Tell me how to win your love, 'cause I haven't got a clue. So please let me start by saying I love you.
Wow.
Yeah.
You haven't lost it? Oh my God,
Thank
this
you.
is wonderful. I can remember going to see you down at El Cortez.
El Cortez,
Yeah, you
yeah.
had a residency there, didn't you?
Yeah, I was there for 10 months, 3 nights a week.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great. And great people, great hotel.
Yeah.
And yeah, so, it's funny because I started doing music when I was 12.
Okay.
And backing up to when I was 5, my aunt played Sinatra for me live at the Sands. She was friends with Frank.
Okay.
And she was dating Harry James when Frank joined the band, and she was older, so she took Frank under her wing. He was like a kid,
Yeah.
And they became pals. So, when I was 5, she played the
Wow.
music, and she took out 3 bundles of letters with those thick rubber bands on them.
Yeah.
Handwritten letters from Frank to her from the road.
Oh my
Talking
God.
about everything, right?
Yeah.
So that's when I first got this music. So throughout the years, I never liked the term starving artist. So I always had day jobs and careers, but I always studied music and acting and stand-up comedy and dance and all these things, and nothing ever went anywhere. I was in San Diego. If I wasn't a sexy girl or singing the Beach Boys with long hair, I wasn't getting gigs. So, in 2008, I decided to try musical theater. It's the only thing I haven't tried, and everything came together, the comedy timing, the acting, everything. And then I got a casting notice for Sinatra Rat Pack Vegas, and I hit the stages here in 11 with the Rat Packs, and just became, iconic overnight kind of thing, because, I was getting standing ovations, and the people are going, who is this guy? And I'm doing jokes, and I'm doing impressions, and all Frank and Dean and Sammy are like, oh, what's he doing, and how do we learn how to do that, And get rid of him, he's too,
Yeah.
But, it all came together. I got a chance to have a career in show business, which was my lifelong dream. So now I'm back. I have this dream, this new show there. I've got another show I'm working with Sonny Santino, with Bocelli and Sinatra.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
my.
we're working on that. And I have, of course, my Johnny Cash
Oh,
country
I love
show.
that. Oh,
Well,
my God, yes.
Yeah, so it's, fun and games again.
Yeah.
And
Well, you're back home. Once you're in Vegas, I mean, come on, everybody.
Well, the weird,
how do you leave?
The weird thing is,
How do you leave?
My whole life, people always said, you should be in Vegas. You should be in Vegas.
Yeah.
Hey, Vegas guy, all right, And so I didn't get here until 2011. I should have come here in 73 when I left Connecticut to go to California. Who knew?
Yeah.
So really, I'm born in my soul as the consummate Vegas guy. I do stand-up comedy, I do impressions, I sing,
Yeah.
I look good in rhinestones.
Yes, you do.
But, so anyway, at my tender age now, I'm hoping to, keep this going. Doors seem to be opening. People seem to be saying, hey, it's pretty
Welcome
good.
home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, it's, it's good. It's like the Godfather. They hit me with 5 shots, and I'm still alive.
You came back and wanted more.
Yeah, man. Well, it's good that I've become, what's the term I'm looking for? A glutton for humility.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because after a while, you go through enough challenges in life, you're like, well, okay, nothing's a big deal except breathing.
Yeah.
Got to
yeah.
make sure you
That-
wake up
that-
in the
yeah,
morning.
that kind of helps, doesn't
know?
it? Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got a different perspective. I've become a born-again Christian.
Oh, you
And-
did?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
That was 3 years ago.
Okay.
In
How did it
February.
happen?
In February, yeah. And they said, when you're Christian and you're single, you're supposed to be celibate. I said, well, that was not in the brochure.
No, it
okay?
wasn't.
But I said, I'm not getting any anyway, so okay, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, 3 years later, I just ran into a woman I knew here, and when I knew her back in the day, she was married and everything else, and
Yeah.
now she's single, and now we're getting married.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought
Doors-
it up.
doors are flying
You guys
open
just got
now.
engaged.
Yeah, like
She's
3 weeks ago.
wonderful lady. I'm
Yeah,
so happy
yeah,
for you both,
yeah,
honestly.
she's an angel,
Yeah.
and
So when's the big day?
I think we're going to take a cruise to Hawaii and get married on the ship by the captain.
Now see, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back and
It's
have a
nice and
reception.
romantic. That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
Yeah. So it's doors seem to be opening after 3 years of them being closed. Because really, I beat my head against the wall here for 3 years,
Did you?
thinking, yeah. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden now, it seems like he's responding to my prayers.
Oh, that's
you
good.
know?
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Because comes in his time, not ours.
That's true. Most people don't realize that, do they?
Yeah, I was going to buy knee pads so it's on my knees so much. It's like, hey, over here, time, we're right, you remember me?
Yeah.
And he's like, does. So I'm really so grateful and so happy. And, it comes to when you get to a point in life and, you realize after a while that, being around people with bad energy, if you can't help them get out of that, you got
That's
to
it.
you got to walk away.
Yeah, walk away.
And you clear your life of things that aren't important and people that aren't important.
That's
and
true,
you
Peter.
focus on,
Very true.
having a life that's, a good for you.
Yeah.
And it doesn't
If
have
not
to be
now,
in big
when?
houses and driving
No.
Ferraris.
No.
You can be, the littlest things. But
Yeah.
I work with charities now. I'm helped out several. The NSPCA here, they do a great thing with animals, and I'm an animal guy.
Oh, me too.
I became a horse whisperer back
Did
in
you?
Virginia. Yeah, we had over the period I was there, we had 7 or 8 horses over the 6 years. And and dogs and cats. I mean, if you look in their eyes, they're
Yeah.
just looking back at us just like us.
Well, sure.
you know?
Absolutely.
And
And they're honest. I mean, you know, you got real.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
you
like
really
angels
do.
without wings,
Yeah,
really.
they
were
are.
put here to love us unconditionally, and
That's true.
we could learn something from that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm back in Vegas. It's a little more crowded and a little louder, and but we're everything's cyclical. And I've been hearing lately that the evolution of getting away from the small lounges and the small shows could circle back at some point, and so the local stuff may pick up for so many musicians and singers who
Well, I
really,
hope so, because there's so many, good ones. I mean, and you're excellent. I mean, I've been watching you ever since I got here. I mean, we've known each other for quite a long time.
13 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the El Cortez, that was
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah.
I left there when it was a great hotel. I had just time to go. I did 3 nights a week for 10 months, and, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't like smoke, and I don't
No.
like, I mean, I know the owners, and they're great
Yeah.
people, and, and I would even, I'll sing anywhere. I'll sing on the street corner, because that's
Yeah.
what God put me here to be,
Yeah.
to make people laugh and make people cry.
Yeah.
And that's it, and so, I'm using that gift when I can, when I'm allowed to,
Sure.
and when I'm not, I'm playing golf.
Well, that's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got both.
Yeah.
Yeah, best
Game's
of both
getting pretty
worlds.
good.
Yeah.
Getting pretty good.
Well, you have Nelson. I saw you at the Italian American Club. You're going to be, you and Genevieve will be performing, won't you, for the, February?
Yeah, February 13th for Valentine's Day. It's the lunch, and we'll
Yeah.
be singing
Yeah.
there for the program, and Nelson's great. He
Oh,
just-
yeah.
he
Hey,
just-
Nelson. He's
Yeah.
one of our biggest fans.
Yeah, Nelson's great. He's
Yeah.
He's turned 90, and he's got no sign of slowing down.
No.
You know?
No, he moves right along, doesn't he?
Oh, he's a stud.
Yeah.
He's a stud. And I
Yeah.
saw I don't know, is this an adult show? Can I talk
Sure
about
it is. You can tell anything you want.
Well, you know, it's funny because he put up a bunch of things on Facebook of all the starlets that he worked with.
Yeah.
And he, you know, and I mean, a lot of beautiful women.
Yeah.
And I said, what's the caption for this posting? Local gynecologist has star-studded clientele.
Very good.
Well, he
I'm sure
deleted that off there. I'm sure
Yeah.
his wife probably didn't appreciate that.
Lorena
but-
straighten you out.
But you know, that man has been a stud for a long
my
time in
God,
this
yeah.
town, and he
Yeah.
worked with everybody. And,
Yeah.
you know, he's one of the last remaining greats.
Oh, he
in this
is,
town,
yeah.
You know? And Rich Little, he's still working. I
Yeah.
saw him. He was with Trump at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
And now, you know, he's still
Yeah.
got it. I worked with him and produced a
Yeah,
couple of
I
shows.
love Rich. Rich is wonderful
Yeah,
too.
yeah. And so
Yeah.
you look around, you know, Wayne Newton, his
Yeah.
show is fantastic.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen his show, it's like a chronology of entertainment in
isn't it?
Vegas, right?
Yeah.
And the Jack Benny show with Jack
Yeah.
taking away his violin he's playing,
Yeah.
and Jack says, "Give me that." I mean, it's just started from the beginning.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and so
See, that's what we need more of, Peter. Honest to God, you know, that's what brings a smile to your face, and you're laughing, and you can remember when. You know,
you know
we're
that's-
getting that age. You
you're
know,
right.
what can I tell you?
Well, everybody
Well,
loves
yeah.
laugh.
Of
Everybody
course
loves
they
to
do.
laugh, and they need
Yeah.
to laugh. And
Yeah.
that's one of the things that you can't find in Vegas like you used to in the old days.
True.
To go in and, you know,
Yeah.
we have some comedy rooms. You know,
Yeah.
Brad Garrett's got one, and
Yeah.
my friend Damian Costa's got one over there with Jimmy Kimmel, and
Yeah.
yeah, there's some places to go and laugh. But you know, the
It's
old
not
school.
like the old. No.
Yeah, I'm trying
Yeah.
to do like old school, new
Yeah.
school. Vegas with a twist. So
Yeah.
it's like the old days with the Rat Pack, but it's new and it's, you know,
Yeah.
swinging contemporary music,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just they loved it.
And it's fun.
It's sold out. Every
Yeah.
show I've done in the last 4 months has sold out.
Oh God.
So
So where do you
know.
where do you do the shows at?
Well, I'm starting in February, one night a month at the Composers Room.
Okay, and
Down
where
in
is that?
Sahara. It's in the Industrial or Commercial Center.
Okay.
It's formerly the Nevada Room.
Okay.
And it's great. Damian Costa, who used to be head of entertainment at Caesars, owns it.
Oh, good.
And it's got great food, bar, entertainment in the bar. It's got a showroom.
That's
and
wonderful.
it's really a clean, nice, beautiful facility. He takes care of his entertainers, takes care of the people.
That's
It's
what you want.
a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And so do that. And I just did a country club over the weekend, but I'm sworn to secrecy because it's private members only. And I'm, you know, so nah. You guys can't know. But
So
you
who
know,
were you when you did that? Did you do
just me?
Just you?
Singing everything.
Oh, you did it all.
Yeah, I sang Johnny Cash, George Strait, did Brooks and Dunn,
You did it all.
Sinatra, Sammy, Elvis, Neil Diamond.
Wow.
You know, whatever hits they wanted.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then of course when we were building that night, it was the first night of a themed night that they're going to do every week, an Italian.
Oh, that's great.
And so it'd be nice to build that, but eventually when I get the room packed.
Yeah.
If I'm given the chance, I can then start doing comedy and, you know, impressions.
yeah.
And I'll have their real
Yeah.
attention. But
Yeah.
it's family night, so there's kids and screaming.
Yeah.
And I sing
Yeah.
to the kids and dance with the kids. And it's
Yeah.
really great. It's a beautiful
that's-
thing. I
that's
sang
wonderful.
to a 90-year-old woman the other night, and she's on my shoulder crying. Oh, summer wind came blowing in from across the sea. And
Who knew, huh?
Who knew? I'm big with the geriatrics. You know? I am one now.
Yeah, see?
You
So I
know?
keep telling you, we're there.
I tell people that
Well, you're still looking wonderful, let me tell you.
well, thank you. We're not telling them how old we
No,
are.
no.
But I tell people that, excuse me, I tell people that now that I'm on Medicare, you know,
Yeah.
between the prescription drugs and the free Viagra, I'm reliving the 60s.
There you go. How bad that can that be?
Oh, it's great.
See,
it's great.
you got renewed energy, didn't you?
It's good.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah, I'm back in Vegas, and, you know, God says you make the stand where you are,
Yeah.
you know?
I
And-
think you're here to stay this time, aren't you?
Well, seems that things are looking a lot brighter today than they were
Yeah.
just a month or two ago,
Oh, that's good.
you know? So it seems like
So God finally listened to you, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Let me tell you, it was a lot of time on my knees talking to the big man.
Well,
It could be a woman. I don't know.
yeah,
But
there you
whoever
go.
it is,
Yep.
yeah.
Well, you talked about having
Sorry.
that's okay.
Go ahead.
You talked about having the cancer.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That must have been one heck of a hit for you, wasn't it, when you found that out?
You know, I had no symptoms.
You didn't?
No. The thing I'm upset about, though, is I got COVID, long COVID, and it took 100% of my sense of smell and my taste, and I've spent practically my entire business in the gourmet food and wine business. So I'm a gourmet cook, I'm a wine connoisseur, and I can't taste anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Nothing?
He's got a sense of humor, this guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
I can't taste coffee anymore. I can't.
It hadn't come back? Nothing?
No, it's been a year and a half.
Well, what did they say? Will it come back, or you don't know?
They try and
Like the
find a they in
doctors-
this state.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Doctors, forget
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah, I know.
It's ridiculous.
It's a nightmare.
I find them, and then a month later, I'm like, "You remember me? You're supposed to follow up with me on this stuff," and they're just like, they can't make any money here. I
No.
played golf with a cancer doctor last week, and he says, we don't make any money. I work for my secretary and my nurse,
Yeah.
and it's just hopefully we'll get that straightened out with the.
Oh,
new-
I would think so. I mean, it's a nightmare here. The health is a whole mess, isn't
Yeah,
it?
well, yeah. I mean, health and education here are the bottoms. It's the casinos, and
Yeah,
they make the rules, and
Yeah.
they made this town
yeah,
and the state. It's either that or mining. Those are the only two industries, and they're doing great. They're making
Yeah.
a lot of money, and
yeah,
what they do, they're doing real well.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and yeah, I got nothing but good things to say.
yeah, true.
I was retired. I mean, I was living on a horse farm, had a pickup truck. I wore
Now-
my boots every day.
Okay, now I can picture this. I really
Yeah.
can. George Strait, here we come, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, cowboy hats, the whole
Yeah.
nine.
Yeah.
Riding horses, and
Yeah. What'd you do? Get tired of it, or it just?
No, she just had a problem, and
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it, but
No.
she one of those things.
Yeah.
She had anyway.
Yeah.
So it was irreconcilable.
Yeah.
So
You
had
wish
to
her
go.
well.
Had to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pray for her every day. I'm in a prayer
Yeah.
group. We pray for her, and
Yeah.
hopefully she'll come out of it. But in the meantime, yeah, I've got a new woman, and
you're
she
happy.
Seems to be.
Yeah.
It's like we answered each other's prayers, because
Yeah.
she had some prayers and I had some prayers, and when we put ourselves together, it seems like everything was
Together. Yeah.
answered.
And you were meant to know each other and
She's
spend
so
time.
nice, so
Well, you
sweet.
knew her before, didn't you?
Yeah, from
Yeah.
afar.
Yeah.
From afar, she's a socialite and a philanthropist, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's a lady.
Yeah.
I mean, first and foremost.
Yes, she is. She's a beautiful lady.
Yeah, and she's also an official lady. She was given the title by the Byzantine Empire.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
That's wonderful.
Now, I'm not sure if that's like the Spider-Man fan club or what. But no, there's Europe and a guy with a sword and the whole
Yeah,
9 yards.
yeah.
And I'm actually a Scottish lord myself.
Are you?
Yeah, yeah. I own land in
Scotland.
Scotland, and you can become a lord if you own land in Scotland. I think I own 144 square inches.
I love
So
Scotland.
you can call me lord. You
Yeah.
can call me Ray.
Well, when were you in Scotland?
I wasn't. I just
You've never
sent
been
in
there.
the application.
Oh, my God.
Literally, it was
I
on
was
the
gonna
internet.
say,
They said
yeah.
you can own land in
You had me
and
going there for a minute,
I am.
Peter.
I have the title of lord in Scotland.
Steve and I were there last year.
I own
we were
land in Scotland, and I can
Ireland.
stand. If I stand real carefully, I can be on my property.
I'll bet.
I'm serious.
Just don't make that full turn, right?
That's right. I'll be on somebody else's property. Chances
Well,
are,
you
it'd be
heard
an
it here first,
it'd be
didn't
an
you?
estranged in-laws.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
You're good for the soul. You really are.
Thank you. Well, laughter's better than anything, and in
Yeah,
fact,
it is.
I studied stand-up in L.A.
Did you?
Yeah, at the Santa Monica Playhouse. Greg Dean's stand-up comedy workshop. They call him the Dean of Comedy.
Okay.
He taught Whoopi. He taught Billy. He taught Robin.
Yeah.
You know, I did 42 weeks of workshops up there. Did
Was it scary
did 8
to go out there in front of people?
Well,
Yeah,
no.
I'd be scared.
No, each one was a 6-week course. In the 5th week, we did a showcase at the Belly Room upstairs of the Comedy Store on Sunset.
Okay.
And so I went through like 8 or 9 of those 6-week series over 2 years. And yeah, it's scary when you tell a joke and you hear crickets.
Oh
yes.
my God, yes.
Let me tell
That's
you,
what I'm saying.
I've studied singing, acting, dancing, impressions, and stand-up comedy. By far, the stand-up comedy is the hardest.
Oh, I was going to say.
It's the hardest to get. It's hardest to keep. And but when you are making people laugh, there is nothing like it.
Yeah.
And I take things like one night I was at the Rio, and the Rat Pack is back, and my button fell off my tux. I'm impersonating Sinatra.
Yeah.
So I told Kenny Jones, who was playing Sammy that night, I said, hey, say something about my button missing. And I remembered Rodney Dangerfield's joke. So he said, hey, Frank, you know, what's with your tuxedo? You're missing a button. I said, Sam, I don't know what's going on. This morning I left the house, picked up my briefcase, the handle fell off. Picked up my tuxedo, the button fell off. I'm afraid to go to the bathroom here, you know. The whole place leveled, man. So I'm pulling jokes from whoever and doing. I was doing Johnny Cash down at Freedom Hall in November.
Yeah.
With Corey Sachs as
she's
Reba,
wonderful, and Bob,
and Kelly Vaughn as Donnie.
Kelly's
Dolly Parton.
awesome too.
And I'm doing jokes as Johnny Cash that are, you know, Rat Pack jokes and stuff like that. Like, you know, my wife, Dean Martin, came in. I don't know why this thing keeps ringing, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
But being able to make people laugh, to me, is the biggest joy as a performer.
Sure.
And, you know, when you're singing to, you know, 90-year-old woman, The Summer Wind, and she remembers it from when it came out.
Yeah.
You know, and she's
That
tearing up.
Yeah.
Those things you just can't.
No, you can't
They're
make that.
gifts I'm be able to give
Yeah. Yeah.
and
that's
get
true.
back.
Yep.
You know, it's just a
Wow.
beautiful thing. Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm going to have to catch some of your shows. Our audience will have to do that too. They really will. So you said Composer Room.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the last Sunday of March for the rest of the year, 10 nights, and then if it, you know, when it gets
So the
packed,
last
I'll
Sunday
go twice a
every
month.
month then?
The last Sunday of the month,
Okay.
and then
What
you
time
know,
does it start?
It'll probably be a 5:30 doors, 6 o'clock show. It's Sunday,
Okay.
and then they can have dinner there, you know, drinks, whatever. And,
Sounds good.
Yeah, and then there'll be other shows. Things are starting to percolate. So I'm on Facebook, and then go to Peter Pavone,
Yeah.
and you know, they can follow everything I do when it happens. And,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
you know, it's really nice to have you back and nice to catch up.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's been way too long. You know that?
We've survived it.
Yes, we have.
Huh?
And I'm glad you're alive and well and kicking and talking.
Thank
and
you.
Now all we got to do is get your taste back, huh?
Yeah.
Because God
well,
isn't being fair with you
yeah.
with the wine and with the food and all
I'm
that.
telling you, it's a good thing I don't drink much
Yeah.
anymore, and I eat plainly now because, you know, I had so many years of 10-course dinners
Oh,
with
yeah.
5 different wines. I'm like, so yeah, hopefully that comes back.
Wow.
I like a good cup of coffee or a
Yeah,
good red wine with dinner.
yeah,
but, you know,
absolutely.
yeah,
Wow.
be nice to know what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So anything in parting you want to tell anybody?
Love one another, and if you have a question, ask the person upstairs and wait for the answer. Find a good church.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, my church is The Crossing on Windmill. CrossingLV.com. You can watch it from your bed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's great. That's where I realized, you know, I was praying and I didn't know what being born again meant.
No, I didn't either.
And then you start hearing things when you're in it, you know, and
Yeah.
people were saying you got to surrender. I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'm not doing a good job with my life, so I will gladly surrender it to God,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's when I realized that at that moment I was reborn because I didn't have to worry about my life anymore working out. I had faith that it was handled as long as I'm a good boy and I'm honest and with myself, and I do good things.
Sure.
Because truly there is a battle
Well,
between good and evil.
oh,
and it's
yeah.
going on. And,
Absolutely.
I just want to be on a good side. Lord knows I was, running amok for a long time. I gave my father half the gray hairs he had.
Now he's giving you a few back.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm getting that color
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
Well, you know what? It was wonderful to have you on, and I hope to
Thank
have you
you.
back again.
anytime.
Yeah,
Anytime.
absolutely.
Love you.
And congratulations on
Yeah.
your upcoming marriage. And, I wish you both the best.
They say
I really-
third time's a charm.
That's it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Well, folks, that's our show for today. Peter Pavone was kind enough to be on, and he'll be back again. And I want to thank you for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Bye.
So grab your headphones, let the journey start with Suzy's Vegas tales. She's stealing the heart in the city of dreams. Let's laugh and play Suzy's Las Vegas podcast. Come join the sway.